I'm glad you asked because I would have responded to you exactly how I'm going to respond to you now. Because you see, as I said in a different video last night, I am a dopamine creator. I have ADHD and I just started a Ritalin prescription and I'm prioritizing my self care. So instead of doing what I wanted to do when I first saw your comment and just popping off and letting rip with my very large vocabulary and my profound and deep respect for George Carlin, I took a shower. I put on some makeup, I ate breakfast, I had some coffee, and I did some research. Now, the easiest part of all that, because I have ADHD and autism, was the research. If you know anything, if you know, you know. But right now, I'm as I said, prioritizing my self care. So I put on some makeup, and I did one of my favorite things, which is research. And I found some stuff that I'm going to show you now. And I'm not necessarily making this response for you because you, my friend, are what I like to call a lost cause, and I'm not here to save everyone. But I do make educational content, and I do have a lot of white women who are followers and friends of mine. And these women are such because they respect me and my opinion, and I'm sure that they want to hear what I have to say in response to this question. So if you had made the statement, Black women are the worst, how would I have responded? Is this a true statement, or is it just some white women or just some Black women that are the worst? Now, first of all, let's never get this twisted. I'll never discuss Black women with you because you are not a Black woman. Any problems that I have with Black women and any videos I make about Black women and the difficulties that we may have interrelating are not for you. They might be available on my page for your personal consumption as a white woman, but they are not directed to you. And if I see you in the comments trying to talk about them, I will delete you. Now, I just want everybody to buckle in because this one's going to be a little bit longer than usual. I'm going to speed it up in post-production, but I took notes. And if you know anything about autism and ADHD, you know that we do not take notes. The vast majority of my videos are off the cuff. I do one take. I include even my stuttering. But this time I wanted to be systematic and make sure I hit all the points. And again, I'm going to speed this up because it's already at 3 minutes, but here goes. First and foremost, the reason that I say y'all are very, very dangerous and often the worst is because you refuse to acknowledge your personal history. There are a great many of you who really and truly believe that in the annals of history, your place was just unwilling participant to the whims of white men. But you also forget that you raise white men in partnership with your husbands, who are also very often white. And your families go out in the world and perpetuate violence on people who look like me. The first time I remember getting called the N-word with the hard R was on a school bus by a child who was probably 5 years old when I was 7. And we all know that a lot of history's greatest tragedies were never punished because your comfort in all things is prioritized, and it tends to come prioritized at the detriment of people who look like me. So no, you saying Black women are the worst is the definition of racism because you are one of the pillars of racism, and your feelings in this moment at having heard that comment or seen that comment in my friend Eric's comment section, and your reaction to come at me like this is the very definition of racism. And we can pretend that y'all are not racist and that you are unaware of your history, but we all know that's not true. And we can pretend that you're not willing participants, but we also know that that's not true because it benefits you. It benefits you the most. So of course you're happy to uphold its systems because they are your system and they benefit you directly because you love them. One of the major hallmarks of white supremacy and patriarchy is that white women are the standard of femininity, and as such, you are the most fragile and worthy of protection in all moments. And you expect that coddling and deference to your fragility in all moments, even when you're the perpetrator. So yeah, me saying that white women are the actual worst is not at all the same thing. It might hurt your feelings, but it will never keep you from existing in the same space as me. It will never deny you jobs. It will never keep you out of housing. It will never make your children go hungry. It will hurt your feelings until you deconstruct and decolonize. But once you deconstruct and decolonize, you stop taking these things personally because you understand that your ancestors and you, by default, have a lot to reckon with. And the things that you have to reckon with are not just imagined. Both of these women are pregnant, by the way. They are not just things that we as people, Black women specifically, are just making up. And they are not things that you have stopped doing. You are not just the worst. You are enthusiastic participants in our collective downfall. Because you have convinced yourself that because you are the partner of the devil, that he will show you more respect and deference when it actually comes down to it. But that's not true. Because just like us, y'all are tokens, and every token eventually gets spent. So you can keep telling yourself that you're not the actual worst, but I think deep down we both know that's not true because you still benefit. And a lot of you are way too comfortable in your supremacy and in your fragility. I hate that word, by the way, to ever give that up without a fight. So, absolutely not, ma'am. It is not just a few of you, it is not just some of you, it is all of you until it is none of you. There are a great many stories from a great many indigenous cultures that have been conquered by white supremacy. And in a lot of those stories, there are parables to being asked by deadly and dangerous creatures to help them in their hour of need. There was one from the movie True Romance that's purported to be, an indigenous American story, but it goes that a young man saved a viper, and the snake eventually gets healthy and bites him because when the snake was first injured, it said, you probably shouldn't help me because I'm a deadly viper, and if I get better, I'm just going to bite you. And the young man doesn't listen, and he nurses the snake back to health, and he gets bitten, and as he lies dying, he asks the snake why. And the snake says, you knew what I was. You knew what I was, and you took me in because you thought I was weak, and you helped me get stronger. What did you think I was going to do? So again, it's all of you until it's none of you. And like and follow more Black creators.